High energy. Time to pull from the energy. I'm excited. I'm translating outside today. It feels so great, and I feel the need to translate. So I'm gonna translate. Um, I actually want to talk about something that I was thinking about before I started recording. Um, so I knew I wanted to come to this location today and record compliments of it being Pisces season. I just recorded today out by a riverfront. The water-based concept, which I got my water out and I got my blue eyes in. So I'm really excited by the energy. And already into this lesson, I'm so excited because going back into what I just was talking about, which is the birth chart concept, it's really important for people to learn their birth chart. It is so important. And the time that you were born is really important. It's really important for people to know when they came into this realm of a journey. Um, It helps you understand a lot of your purpose, honestly. And for me, my birth chart last year, the end of last year, I got blessed to learn my birth chart. Honestly, it helped me. It helped me and it gave a lot of clarity to a lot of things that I naturally was doing before I realized why I was doing them. And that today is not today. I'm so excited. Pardon me. I'm just feel really good and I'm excited to talk about what I'm talking about. But I feel like my words is on. Like slow down, ma'am. Slow down a little bit. But Pisces is in my fourth house in astrology, which is my home and family. And it's intriguing because of my placement that I'm in right now is an aspect of a shelter. But that's another energy. I'm gonna talk about that too, just because spirit is bringing to my attention that everything is that concept, even a home and family. Like people think of a shelter like for like homeless people and things like that, but a job is a shelter. Your actual house or condo or whatever you stay in, that's a shelter concept. It's like this coat. It's something that covers you up and keeps you protected to be able to do the steps that you need to, or just to feel grounded or things like that. Um, so this was actually comforting to me. It's never like I looked at the shelter like in a homeless style, like ever in a bad form. I always looked at it as it's a step to move forward. It's just everything is that. And it was like, yeah, it's like one of those aspects when they say it's common sense, but I really wasn't just common sense, but it was common sense. Um, but anyway, back to home and family concepts. I'm gonna pull cards too. I got the cards out. I forgot to pull out the paths. I'm gonna grab it in a minute. But just that energy is so important. So I'm really looking forward to what this lesson is gonna be and what it's all bringing because last year, the end of last year, that's finished explaining that. I learned my birth chart through another tarot reader. I went to the Gift of Light, which that's actually coming up again in March, which I'm excited about. I believe it's March 8th, the weekend of March 8th. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm probably gonna pop myself in there and get me some crystals. I still got my last crystal from the last one, which was in December. This is the green one. It's the abundance one. So I thought it was great. It's my favorite color, and it's so funny that I'm going back in March, and March is like a green base. You think of St. Patty's and things like that. I got my nails on green too, but I went there and I got a tarot reader. I had a tarot. Words. Okay, you got a part of me. So when I'm excited, I got the chirpers on the side of me. They in the water and they over there definitely want my attention. And I'm outside. It's a lot of energy, and I'm trying to stay focused. But that's something else Spirit is working with me with is focusing, not getting distracted by things. That's probably even the whole reason why Spirit wanted me to record out here in this location today. I normally need quiet environments. Um, but to strengthen your gifts, you always gotta learn to adapt. This is the learning to adapt energy. Um, I feel like I'm on a roller coaster. Home and family. I'm looking forward. So much to talk about. I haven't been recording either. I've been pickabooing here and there. pulling cards, but I haven't been pulling cards and recording. There's been so much to talk about, and that's what I feel like is happening. Like, it's like a stack of like information that I need to project, and it's like one at a time, please. But it's like this one connected to this one, and this one's connected to that one. Back to December of last year, and I went to the Gift of Light, and I received a tarot reading, which I was so happy about. I did 3 of them too. I was on a little roll. But my last one I went to, it's like, it was so perfect. I wish I could have went home with her. She was so perfect. She knew me so well. And it's so funny because I actually translated for her before I went. That's the beautiful part of pulling from alignment. You're naturally going to stumble into those energies. You're pulling from what you're walking into, if that makes sense. And I didn't realize that until like later on that I'd be doing that. Even though it's like I'm pulling from alignment. I'm seeing what the energy is in alignment. I'm pulling from it. It's just, it was funny when I realized after I left from her, like, oh my God, I read for you. Which it turned out to be, we were past life energies that ran into each other before. So I thought it was so great, just that concept of being around other spiritual people. Honestly, it's like one of those things where it's like, I once had a dream energy, like all of us together, and it's okay. Nobody trying to like assassinate us or nothing. It's like we just all up in here deep, and people coming to us and spending money and things like that. It was beautiful to me. I loved it, and I'm excited to participate in that because one day I'm gonna be there doing this. I was hoping to do it this year. It's just right now I'm still strategizing and trying to actually stabilize my feet in one place. Even though people be like, you can do setup like this and do readings for people, but for me that's like tacky and that's desperate because that's not how minds go. This aspect is like an overall energy, and it actually helps me, honestly. And me helping myself helps other people. It's just when I'm not stuck on a dollar sign, I see the bigger picture. I don't get stuck on, I could be making some quick dollars here and there just doing it. For me, that's tacky, and that's not the way minds go. um I have the whole setup, like you come in, I got the little beads, candles. It's a certain vibe that it's supposed to be. That's why greatness you can't rush. And this is something I've been wanting to do. I've been saying it so many times, like I'm gonna start doing readings. It's not time yet. Spirit haven't gave me the green light, and I can obviously see, I ain't stable yet. I have been hotel living. That's not stable. But but when I went to the reading, she told me about my birth chart, and I was like, oh my gosh. She was like, you're all in water. Your whole chart is in water, which is my first house, which is Scorpio, and my 12th house is Scorpio, and my 4th house is Pisces. So that's like head in water, feet in water, and my in between is in water, which is not surprising, honestly, because I spend a lot of time in water. If you know me or ever be around me, you're gonna realize, well, not really, because I do that in my private time, but I do that in my private time. Like, who's around you who just see you soaking in the tub all day? It's a great question, but nobody, because I do that in my private time. But I do spend like majority of my time in water. I prefer to be in water a lot. I just do. I normally call it spa time, honestly. I say I'm at the spa. I'm probably in a bathtub somewhere, soaking. In fancy style, it ain't like just regular water. I got the fabric softeners going. I got the coffee in the water, like a mud bath. I make it fancy. I enjoy it. But as I was getting back into the birth charts, it's really important, as I was saying, learn your birth charts. And I had to mention pregnant people. If you're pregnant right now, do keep track of times. Definitely the time that child is coming through, that energy is coming through. It's really important. That's something that actually got brought to my awareness. Because I've lost my actual original birth certificate. But I do remember it being on there was the time that I came in, which I'm a night energy, which is not surprising. I do light in the dark. But I was born from, paperwork aspect at 9:08 p.m., which is a teaching energy of a teaching energy of affinity of here and after. Naturally, that's what I do, and it's like that's so funny because that's my actual purpose. Um, but it's important to know that energy and the numbers, numerology, it will never ever steer you in the wrong way. You know, I feel like that was a. How long did that take me? 10 minutes. That wasn't bad. I feel like it took me a whole hour just to get that out. Jesus. 5 hours later. I'm just being sarcastic. It felt like a long time. That's funny. Look what's on the houses already. Before I shuffle through, 12th house is up top. Taurus is up top. Hi, self. I'm gonna shuffle through the houses really quick since we are out in nature today. Use your senses, man. Which connects me to my family. That's the intriguing part. That's the beauty of me being isolated, is that you will recognize I'm still with you or I'm still connected to you. That's the intriguing part. That's my whole lesson that I have been learning, which has not been the funnest or easiest, but I'm always connected. I can tell you what's going on with my family no matter where I'm at. And I'm probably normally going to show up when something really extreme is happening. Oh my God, you just popped up right on time. I know, right? What the fuck is going on? Alignment is off. It's staticky. And I always say, people like me, readers, energy readers, it's always like a rainbow. The way I work with energy and alignment, it's like a rainbow. You see a rainbow in the sky, like nice and smooth. You can see all the colors. Something is wrong. It's like a heat wave. It's like, what the fuck? Lines is going crazy. What the fuck is going on? And that's when we normally pull cards, which I wonder if something is wrong because I'm pulling cards today. And we got 4 that came out. Ha 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 ha. It's funny. It's just like, this is clarity. It's clarity. You got 10th house, which is a balance, and it's also career aspect too, which is in the birth chart for me. Public status and career. And it's a here and after energy. Second house came out, which is going with values. What's your values and a balance? What are your values and the balance? That's funny. In the 6th house and 1st house, it's yourself in the dark. That's so funny. This is clarity. Haha, for myself, that's funny. It's eternal energy. This goes in the mental health category. Being able to receive information, to be able to translate this energy, there has to be something on the eternal side to tell me this. That's my values. And it's in the dark. It's the 6th house. That is me and my guidance. Haha, guidance me. That's funny. That's lovely. I see why Taurus is up top and Capricorn is on the bottom. We're going to see what zodiac is standing out today. What is your values and the balance? That feels so important. I told you mine, but for you, for your balance, what is your values? And it's definitely coming in the category of career and public status. And Taurus came out again. Ah, how funny. And it landed right on the balance of myself. My balance of myself. That's too funny. Perfect. What's this order? Gemini. Got 2 perspectives and a first responder aspect, family structure, in a creative way. There's 2 perspectives and a first responder and your family and creativity. Through the air, it's a balance, solid, obvious, light in the dark, different frequencies. Yeah, that's clarity. It's guidance. I just need a minute. It's picking up too much energy. And that's just what's happening. It's like a probably gonna name this honestly. I feel really intrigued because I'm recording. Honestly. But it's like an antenna. The way I'm operating. But I feel like it's getting staticky because other energy is picking up. if that makes sense. Like you ever, like a radio, probably a radio or an actual TV. Like you can still see it, you can see me, but it's glitching a little bit, if that makes sense. That's that two perspective. That's that Gemini energy. Cars, please do not fly away right now. This is not the time for this right now. Okay. We're gonna go over to the Oracle of the Universe really quick. Then I'm gonna see what the message is from the Divine Oracle energy. It's an intriguing energy. Learning to adapt. I feel like the law of relativity is really important. No, what to pick up on. This energy sometimes always make me feel like having multiple kids, and multiple of them want your attention. Either you focus on what you're doing, or that's that one child you're dealing with at that moment. Other ones you just, kind of attempt to ignore, if that makes sense. Get to you another time. It's one of those type of energies. Uh, Not really my favorite energy, honestly, but it is what it is. Oh, generosity. We got generosity day came out. I can understand that one. I got some of that today. That I definitely did. Generosity. It's your balance and your values. Generosity is your values. You like giving. So that's a mirroring aspect of energy. That's why it's a balance. And it's your career or public status. It's easier to deal with something when you understand it, if that makes sense. It's like this lady. I'm thinking of a way to explain it. She'd been in a situation before, and then she began to work in that situation that she was in. Like, and she's so great at it because she understands how it feels to be in that type of situation, if that makes sense. I'm trying to explain it without, but it's one of those type of energies. Like, you want to do something extreme in life, and then you become a caseworker because you understand the the needs that people have and how you can help them. It's in the generosity aspect. You know how to give in that type of a situation. I hope that makes sense. I feel like it does, but as I said before, common sense is not always common sense. I'm trying to think what the heck I even made me think about that. The common sense was. I can't. I feel like I'm just flowing at the moment, just like the water. The water. It is ripples in the water too. It's flowing. There's ripples and you can see it. It's like waves. Very intriguing. Yeah. Water. Be like water. What is water like? Sheesh. Oneness, the law of divine oneness, and the law of relativity for sure. Sacrifice. And confidence. Oh, how perfect. That's funny, awesome. Empower. Ooh. Ooh. And I did these 4 for 4 too, intriguing. And it's your strength. That's why. Follow right by power. Very lovely. Who's up under here? And motivation. Ha ha ha. How funny. In the dark is your confidence. Your generosity is going with the 10th house. Your power is in your 2nd house. And your sacrifice is your 1st house, is yourself. This is a stand true. I feel like I translated this already. This is clarity, as I said before. Authentic behavior is always successful. This is really important because a lot of people probably won't understand until later on what you're doing, if they ever do. But I want to say later on because that's when they normally like, oh my God, I was there for you the whole time and things like that. And it really wasn't. But you have to choose yourself. It's really, really important. You have to trust your guidance, which is yourself. That's the intriguing part. Your generosity, your balance. That's why you have to trust yourself. This is beautiful. This is ridiculously beautiful. Your confidence is in the dark. It is your guidance. That is so beautiful. I see why I did 4 for 4. Ha 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 ha. It's the cross way. It's the cross. It's a sacrifice energy for a bigger picture. Which for me, even with that energy, when it comes to self and the sacrifice, this energy, where was getting the guidance from? As I feel like the energy I just translated the other day. You're a lighthouse following a lighthouse. That's that energy. It's like this. Let me show you the box. That's your guidance. That's you, and that's your guidance. That's actually kind of funny because I actually got my coat inside out, and you can see the light that's in the inside. If that makes sense. I don't know why I keep saying if that makes sense. I have to because it's like if you don't, then later on it will. Right now you're not getting it, which a lot of people do not understand. Man, it'd be so intriguing. It's just like shit. Maybe I'm meant to be an overseas aspect, or I don't know. I know law placement is really important. Certain places that they too behind, they don't understand. To go like Japan or something, they got all they advanced as fuck. And law of relativity. Law of relativity is at the top. Law of relativity is at the top. Because they act on their guidance. They believe in it. They're masters in it. Of their guidance. Here it's like we pick up the religion concept. Oh, I shouldn't say we, Jesus. I shouldn't say we, Jesus. I ain't like them, if that makes sense. I really am not. I say I'm spiritual all the time. Somebody recently asked me that, like, what is your belief or something like that? I do spiritual work. I'm spiritual. I'm all the above. Like what you need. What's your belief? What level are you on? It's like a maze, honestly. What level are you on? Have you realized it's all about the spiritual part? Or are you still way back here talking about something, you a Christian or a Catholic or something? Like you in class still, if that makes sense. Before you realize, oh, it's one. This is all just energy. If that makes sense. It's like the starter kit or something like that. Because for me, starter kit was me praying to Allah, honestly. And that energy, I speak on it a lot. I haven't been speaking on it so often. But I do acknowledge that was my starter kit, honestly. The law of correspondence. Speaking of that, that's funny. How are you responding? I do acknowledge that was my starter kit. Was praying to Allah. I was really stressed. And I began to pray to Allah on my own. Never hearing of this person, I want to say a day in my life, but in this physical aspect, I never heard that person spoken of before. My aspects of growing up was Christian, and it was like a Jesus-based metaphorically. That's all I heard, Jesus, that, and Allah. I was praying to Allah, personally, on my own, began to pray. And I felt better. Like, within myself, I felt better. My surroundings stayed the same, which that was some discouraging energy for me personally. in doing this journey on my own. I felt discouraged. Like, hold on now. All my other believers, these Christians, they say they get to praying. Because I didn't know no other Muslims during that time. So I realized Allah is a part of a Muslim concept, which that's a hear their energy. I don't know. I'm just telling you from what I heard. I'm just telling you from what I heard. I thought this Lord and Savior was for everybody. They said this one go to the Muslims. That's what I mean when I say we pray to our ancestors. Obviously, those ancestors for those ones is called Allah. It's for Muslim people. I said, don't quote me for it, but that's what I heard. And that's just going into my storyline because that's been my journey of understandings. Okay, cars, please do not fly away. The wind is going. I wish I had wind chimes right now. That'd be so lovely. I ain't complaining about the wind. The breeze feel great today. The sun is on yes mode. And the breeze just feel like yes, hug. Out here hugging. I feel like the weather is being romantic to me right now. It's lovely. I feel like the weather is being romantic to me right now. Being pleasant, honestly. The wind just gave me a hug, I hear it showing me lots of affection and stuff. It's lovely. I feel like I'm on a date with the weather. It's lovely. I feel like I'm getting distracted, but seriously. My mind set up right now is just amazing. It's intriguing how you can be. Just remind me of artwork, honestly, that I seen before. It was so gorgeous. I think it actually was like a couple or something. Like, I like things like that, like statues of like couples like holding each other, things like that. Or like, I don't know, I just like the type of artwork, honestly. But the surroundings was real chaotic, and the aspect is not to get distracted. I feel like I could be using my imagination, which imagination is like, it already has to be in existence if I already am imagining it. I got the wind chimes and everything going. It's intriguing, but there ain't no wind chimes out here right now. But actually, yeah, it is. Got them in my hair. Oh, Jesus, I'm always prepared. Those are my bells. I still got my bells rocking, but I got to get the walking, and then I used to get the, all over the place. But I'm always prepared. Intriguing. What was I talking about? I feel like I got hella distracted. In a good way. It's just, I feel really good, honestly. I feel really, really good. The law of correspondence. I was talking about something. I can't remember what I was talking about. Are you responding? Jesus. Oh, praying, of course. And I stopped praying just because I got discouraged. Because I felt better, which I didn't realize that's what prayer is, man. That's like the starter kit. That's the starter kit, is to feel better. And then, keep going and other things start coming into fruition. When you didn't grow up learning how that concept go, you just pray and, I'm supposed to get a new car, I'm supposed to get a new house, supposed to have new friends, birds of a feather flock together. I feel good, but my situations are still the same. It wasn't making sense to me. Like, I thought the miracle just fall down like that, but I guess it take time. I get it. But as I kept going along on this journey, I hopped over to the Catholic aspect. That's the church I started going to because it was the closest one within my vicinity at that moment. It was right across the street. And I needed some gathering of my energies, if that makes sense. Believers, where are we? Like, the way I felt when I went to the Gift of Light, a bunch of believers, same purpose. We're doing things that probably would have got us hung on a tree or set on fire once upon a time. We can gather now. That's what church reminded me of, and that's how I was feeling during that time. So I went to church, and the church was a Catholic church, which I had a great time. My first day there, I cried. I went straight to the altar and cried. And I got to church too damn early. I was ready to get to church at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was surprised the doors was open today. Church didn't start until 11 o'clock. I showed up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Thank God they had Bible study going, because that's why the doors was open, because I realized later it's Bible study. But first thing I wake up in the morning, I'm ready to get to church. I'm going to church. And I went straight to the altar and I cried and I cried. And it's so funny because I went to the store. I'm a thrifter. This actually is a thrifter aspect too. But I went and got me this real big shiny jacket. It was something like this, honestly, except the whole jacket was like shiny like a disco ball. This is before I even planned on going to church. It's just I seen it in the store. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna look amazing out in the sunlight, which I did, which I did. But I wound up wearing the church. The only thing I had that was really nice. You know, they say show up in your best, and that was the fucking best thing that I had was that big ass jacket that was real shiny and some workout pants. That's what I showed up in, and probably some tennis shoes or boots. I don't know what I had on, but I know I had that big ass shiny jacket on, looking like a disco ball. That I surely did. But more of the story, other than that, was I cried and I cried because I felt so good. I felt like I was at home. Like that's where I was supposed to be at. I wasn't crying because I was like, what was going on outside the building. I felt home. Because I haven't been to church in a long time. Since I was like a child. I was like in my teens or something. I actually started becoming a faith walker when I turned 25, 26, somewhere in that area. And I'm 34 now. But then I hopped over to, did I go anybody else? Just most recently, I started going to a Baptist church, which I believe that's a Christian base, which they turn up is the turn up that I like, honestly. Their turn up is the turn up I like. I've never been to a Muslim church before, so I don't know how their turn up is, honestly. But the Christian aspect, they clap. They have praise and worship, which that's my favorite. I be needing that so much to express my gratitude. I've been I am very blessed and very favored. The things, the way that I'm carried through life is amazing, honestly. And I believe it's important to show that to other believers because I know they be discouraged sometimes too, or maybe they just need to see the testimony or blessings. I don't know because I know I'm surely one of those aspects. I know I am. But see, I love that turn up. That turn up is amazing. I went to New Salem on Cleveland Ave. I don't know, Cleveland Ave is something, but they got like this Bible. I don't know if it's a Bible. It's a book. I think it with a cross on it. And it's like the front part of the church. I don't know. Get me the line. It's just somebody actually invited me there from the shelter some years ago. I was sitting at the bus stop. She's like, "You want to go to church?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, I want to go to church. I got nothing else to do." And that was an intriguing energy because that's one of those energies that maybe like some years ago I would have felt discouraged because I was dressed horrible. Like I know I told you about how I went to church before, but that was different. I had a fancy jacket on, so it was a little different. This time I wasn't prepared. I didn't wash up. You know, I don't know what I had on, but I know I was looking probably crazy. But I didn't care. I was happy. And she was a person who, she was an older lady too, but not too old, but who sit up in the front part of the church. I don't mind sitting in the front part of the church, but it's like for me, hygiene is really important. You know, you want to be top in front, and you want to be I don't know. I'm still working on myself, but this is me. I don't judge other people who do it. You know, come on, bring yourself. But me personally, like if I don't brush my teeth in the morning, I don't talk to people because like I know that my breath is not right. You know, I might you stay over there a little bit and I talk to you from a distance, but don't come up in my face unless you clean your breath. You know, I'm one of those ones. So I don't feel like that's something bad, but a lot of people do that. You know, and I know say come as you are, but I feel like if you can brush your teeth or wash up or things like that, you should do it if that makes sense before you go around people if that makes sense. You know, just my personal preference and behavior. It's something I really do. Um, and sometimes I come off mean, honestly. I have noticed people get offended by that. Because they want to give me affection, definitely like in the dating category or even my child. I will give them the fingers as to back up some because you ain't brushed your fucking teeth yet. You want to call up in my face. I feel like that's so disrespectful because my nostrils be, it'd be too much. Like, even if you can't brush your teeth, put some candy in there, eat something, let it marinate or something. I don't know. It's just, I wish I had somebody to work on, but I don't feel like it's somebody to work on. I feel like people need to work on their courtesy aspects, if that makes sense. Because I have been in situations where I didn't have nowhere to go, and I wasn't able to wash up. Like, as soon as I woke up, I had to travel to a destination to be able to get clean, you know. So I understand, but hopefully I can be low key as I can, and talking to no many goddamn people. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I understand stuff happen. Yeah. It's intriguing. I gotta give a whole storyline about things like that. Honestly, it's intriguing. We have to get whole storylines. Because some people, I realize hygiene it's not on the menu. That's like irrelevant. Begin to explore. Live life to the fullest. Act with sincerity. Very intriguing energy. Act with sincerity. Are you seeking something? What are you seeking? What are you seeking? What am I seeking? Stability. That'd be great. I need some stability in my life. This is the energy that I really feel like I contradict sometimes. It's like I know I have stability. Maybe it's just not the way that I expected it to be, if that makes sense. I'm very taken care of. I have what I need, if that makes sense. It's just on the flip side, it's like I would like to have my own place so I can begin to, show up appropriately in the way that I feel I should be. Um, yeah, it's just that energy. Honestly, it's just when you know that you have a lot of favor, and you know that your alignment is always perfect. It's hard to complain by it sometimes. It definitely when it's like knows what I need and gives it to me before I even know. Like I ain't got no wind chimes, man. What's in your hair? Like, and that's one of the energies I'd be like, is that my problem? You know, am I in a selling energy, or it's like you know that you are following the steps. It is coming. You have what you need at the moment. It will get better. It's just on the flip side for my reality, metaphorically, it's like, well, can I get like an apartment? It can even be in a studio place. Like, I was thinking about staying with people, like they call that shared living, because I've done that already. Like, I feel like I'm doing it right now. I'm outside, got somebody on the side of me, some people over there. I done stayed in a shelter, you know. I done gone and lived with my dog on X and his new person. So it's like I can do what I need amongst any type of person. It's just like moving forward, I feel like I need my own. It made me think of my mom, honestly. It's like, I guess it would have been nice to stay with her too, but even that aspect, she went eventually wound up getting her own place, and I was really happy for her because, like, she deserved it. Having all these goddamn kids, and eventually you need your own. So I was like, I am about to even reach out to her and, do all that because, like, she need her own. People need their own space. They'll start blooming themselves, and that's how I feel. Like, I need my own to bloom myself the way I need. It's important. So I know certain things I got to do, but so I'm not dwelling. It's just I have contradictories within myself when it comes to that. Honestly, actually, am I being greedy? Because I see tons of people who have a lot and they still uncontent. That'd be driving me crazy. Which I feel like me as a rich person, I'm still gonna still live the same life. I have done it already. I do it. Nothing about my behavior changes. I still will be isolated. I still will shop at thrift stores. There's certain things I still would do. I will always be indoor. I ain't gotta go nowhere. Rich as fuck. Like, the money is not gonna get my happiness. I'm not gonna be fulfilled with the money. If that makes sense. That's the important part when it comes to me. And even this lesson of home and family being in Pisces energy is that type of an energy. That is actually what brings me fulfillment. Is my family. Growing with my family. That's something it's intriguing because I'm solo. I've been solo for the longest. I feel like so gorgeous right now. Jeezo, Weezo. Flooded clouds just formed back there really nicely. That's a nice little picture back there. I should actually pose really quick so I can get me a picture. Honestly. But, jeez. Should pose really good. Give me a picture. Give myself struggles. Jesus. Sometimes I really distract myself. But that's the part about me just loving myself. I've noticed so many things about. Seriously, on another note of what I'm talking about is being separated from my family and still being able to connect with them. It's like my family would pray to me naturally for me to reach them. That's the intriguing part. It's like I don't know if you ever watched Touched by an Angel, but I'm like the definition of that, how I pop up and how I operate. Like what they call probably a fallen angel, honestly, but probably what they call a fallen angel. Oh snap, a flying angel. Now please do not fly too far away. Please don't. I don't know how to fly away. Jesus. Okay, Jesus. But ask with sincerity. Am I not asking? I am serious. I am serious. I don't know if you want me to get to begging, but yeah, that's some desperate energy. Jesus don't be having me beg. That's what he don't do. Beg for what, man? You ain't desperate. The hell? I am asking with sincerity. I mean what I'm saying, but I guess you want me to be specific, like a house or apartment. Like a house would probably be a little too much because the stuff break down. I gotta fix it, and I ain't a mechanic or nothing. So apartment would be great. A used car, nothing too big, because if it break down, I ain't trying to put that much money into a car, honestly. Like I'll fuck around and just get a new car, but obviously I realize it's not that easy to get a car, but a used car, A B concept, like simple. Um, I'm asking with sincerity. If it's coming to me personally, like, ask sincerely. 'Cause that's what flew away. Ask with sincerity. I am serious, but I ain't about to beg. That's not what we do. That's not my energy. We don't do that. The law of divine oneness and the law of correspondence. Any more messages really quick? Anything else? Why don't you beg? Because I know what you need. Just let me know. It's one of those type of energies. Like a closed mouth don't get fed. It's like, even with me saying that, it builds a trust with the universe. Because I already know what you need, or you're going to ask me for it. It makes me think about somebody. I have these call drops, and I know somebody wanted some, but they didn't ask me, so I didn't give it to them. Even though I wanted to give it to them, they didn't ask me, so I didn't give it to them. I shouldn't joke about that. And that's the funny thing about this energy. It's the same way. You have to ask. I already know you need it. I got it to give it. Where are you gonna ask? This one is not even an ask with sincerity. Maybe on a different note, but this aspect is just asking. Will you ask? I know what you need. I got what you need. I just want you to ask. I feel like that build a trust and a bond. Honestly. I'm just shuffling and putting the cards away. I believe that's all the energy for now. Honestly, probably was quite scrambled, but I'm out of nature. It's a lot of energy. I do feel like I translated everything I needed to, though. It's just out of nature, yo. So I'm thankful for that, honestly, that the weather allowed me to be able to do this. So, self, that's been the energy.